Where's all our culture gonna go?
So wherever the fuck, doesn't matter.
In the basement of the new arena.
Yes, exactly. No,
There'll be a little glass case outside the new arena.
yes.
Right where the trophies are.
Welcome back to the Unrestricted. I'm Vex, that's RC the Bulldog, and that's Bob. Guess who we got in studio for you guys today?
I got no idea who.
That's Walter Pasacrita, ladies and gentlemen. I almost said Pascarita. Do you remember when people used to mispronounce your name like that?
No, they say that. They say it that way because that's how the operator says it.
Really?
Yes.
Pascarita?
Pasacrita.
Oh, okay.
So Rosie in Clear Channel would always call me Pasacrita because that's how an operator would tell you.
Oh, that's terribly annoying. Walter Pasacrita.
Yeah.
In studio, reunited, and it feels so good.
This has been how many years in the making?
I don't think we have shared the air except for once with Walter's podcast.
No, we did. I may have had you on the phone on Clear Channel Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe.
we did some stuff, but basically not live in studio since 2010.
Yeah.
Well, what's great is once Iverson retired and Carmelo retired, you guys are allowed to get back together. But Carmelo kept fucking with you because he's like, is he going to join the Lakers? Are we allowed to get back together?
That was all Allen Iverson, just FYI.
Okay.
Well, gee, why don't we just take our guns and go down the Riverwalk while we're at it?
Holy smokes, we got a lot to talk about. And I'm glad we have Walter in here because the Spurs are making headlines, whether it's with their roster or the new arena downtown that's being proposed. A lot of stuff to talk about there. We got Cowboys. And Bob, we walk in and you're all sour because what?
Because Greenberg on Get Up has a hard-on for the Jets.
He always is.
He's a Jet fan. He loves the Jets. Here's the problem with Get Up. It stops Greeny from doing his radio show, and I hate the fact that Greeny's been off the whole freaking summer, and he finally gets on the day before yesterday and does. And I love listening to Mike Greenberg. That's one of the best radio shows in sports radio. And so he does the show. He wraps it up. Okay. See you tomorrow. I say, oh, good. Looking forward to listening to tomorrow. And then, two guest hosts come on yesterday. I go, son of a bitch. I'm tired of this. This can't be the Mike Greenberg, the Greeny radio show when he's never on it.
You do know how annoying Jets fans are, though. To lead the A block with Aaron Rodgers.
What else are you going to lead it with?
Shohei Ohtani hitting his 7th triple of the season.
That's what I thought it was.
No one cares.
Leading the majors in every offensive category.
Shohei Ohtani will only matter when he goes to the Yankees in a couple of weeks or this week, whenever the trade deadline is.
He's not going to be a Yankee.
I liked
He's
his
gonna be a
bat flip
Dodger.
against the Yankees the other day. That was dope.
Now he can get traded to the Yankees. Maybe he signs with the Dodgers, but
I think he's a Dodger or a Giant.
hey, listen, if he has any guts and if he's interested in being, one of the best baseball players of all time, he'll play with the Yankees. If he doesn't want to, he'll stay in Los Angeles where no one will care.
God, that's morbid.
That's
Wow.
the truth, isn't it?
Think so?
Does anybody care about the Los Angeles Dodgers? Does anybody watch them? Nobody cares about the Los Angeles Angels. Who cares?
I'm not
Well,
sure.
that
They're
point's
irrelevant.
true.
Not sure anybody cares about baseball.
Yeah,
Love baseball.
You love baseball, but I'm not sure the masses really love baseball outside of their regional markets. I mean, I guess it's the
I'm okay
Yankees
with
that
that.
travel, right? Where Yankees have out-of-town fans.
Yeah, we've already spent too much time on baseball on this program.
Our
wasn't-
demographic
that's-
is skewed old.
That's not even on the rundown sheet, baseball.
Yeah, since last week, though, Spurs make a deal, bring in Cam Payne from the Suns, which I love. They cut Lamar Stevens yesterday. Your thoughts, Richie?
I like Cam. I don't know who Lamar Stevens is.
That's yeah.
Mr. and Mrs.
you never-
Stevens don't know who Lamar Stevens is, so it doesn't matter.
Just another dependent.
Yeah, it's another dependent. That's right. I gotta get one more lunch bag ready in the morning for Lamar. Okay, who cares?
I was shocked the Spurs got Cameron Payne for basically a bucket of chicken. I mean, a second-round pick, and they got a second-round pick back for Campaign. Campaign can play, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he had 30 some odd in a playoff game just months ago.
They are all set at point guard. At least
Finally.
for this season, anyway.
Yeah, finally, because they looked thin there before this move, and now look, Blake Wesley sucked in summer league, flat. He sucked. It looked like he wasn't going to be able to play.
He had some moments, but Trey Jones is the starting point guard, and then I think Campaign will be the backup.
Yeah, I think that's probably
or vice versa. Yeah,
it doesn't really matter, but they have it shored up, and they have Devontae Graham as their sort of heat check guy. No, I like the roster. Now all of a sudden it looks good because I was worried about point guard.
Yeah, but it'll all be gone in another year. So what's the difference? Who cares? I mean, this is a roster for this team that, I mean, does anybody care whether they make the playoffs or not? I don't care whether they make the playoffs. They're better off not making the playoffs and getting back in the lottery again.
That's what I talked about last week, and I think that's what the Spurs have set themselves up to do. I mean, there's the optimistic Spurs fan out there, Walter, that thinks this team is going 42 and 40, and they're nuts. It's not happening. They're going to win about 32 games next year.
Well, and I'm with you on that. And the only way this team is going to get better, not better, but contend for a title, is they're going to have to make trades, and they're going to have to do it through the draft. No free agent is coming to San Antonio. That's just the way it goes. They know that. We know that. And they know that by the amount of draft picks that they've picked up, by the expiring contracts that they have that are obviously very tradable pieces.
Yeah.
So they know how they're going to build the team. Maybe a lot of the fans don't know. They think, oh, we got all this money, free agency. No, free agent's going to come down here.
Cap room in the NBA in the last 6 or 7 years has proven to be just a big waste of time. And unless you're the Knicks, the Lakers, or Miami, cap room really doesn't matter. Free agents aren't going your way. I mean, do you think Minnesota values cap room? No. Valuing cap room, look, it hasn't even worked out for the Knicks. For goodness sakes. And that's in a huge market. When they got cap room, they weren't able to get their guys.
Well, they haven't been competitive until this past season, so nobody wanted to go there and play.
Yeah.
And plus, maybe the ownership issue is a little bit of a problem, but maybe playing under Tibbs is a problem because he's a hard ass.
Yeah.
I think that's an issue too for the Spurs with free agency. I don't know if a free agent wants to come down here and work their ass off under Greg Popovich. I think they'd rather have things a lot easier and not have to work that hard to win a ring. So I think that might be an issue for the Spurs too.
I'm going to have to differ. I think that players that have one more contract left that are good want to play with Pop because he's a Hall of Famer. I think that's why the Spurs locked him up for 5 more years and paid him $80 million to create the stability and use him as a positive, as a selling point, because we're not selling him on 106 degrees on July 19th.
No, we're not.
So
the Riverwalk? No? Yeah, but and I understand it, and I agree with that. But who's the free agents that's come here that they've signed over the last 25 years?
No.
LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean,
yeah. Look, most teams have a problem signing free agents, big name free agents, unless, like you said, the Lakers or Miami or Phoenix a little bit, but it's hard to do that. But you have these expiring contracts with veteran guys. I think they're going to be very excited to be here to showcase themselves before they can put themselves up for a new contract next summer. Guys like Campaign, Reggie Bullock, these guys are all expiring, and they get a year to show out, either to stay in San Antonio or to move on to the next place.
Sure.
I think they're pretty excited to be alongside Wembenyama.
But they'll be gone at the deadline.
They could be.
You got McDermott's up and Bullock, as you mentioned, Collins, Birch. And the list is endless. They're all. I don't see any of those. Are those guys going to be here after this season? I don't see that happening.
Probably not, unless they prove that they play great alongside Wemby. And one of the things about one of the things that I love about Campaign on this team, he gets to the rim, guys. I mean, he has a serious motor for getting to the rim. He misses a lot of layups, okay? His field goal percentage at the rim, I'm guessing, is lower than you would like it to be. But you know who follows up missed layups really, really good?
7-5.
Yeah.
7-5 guys, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, if he smokes some layups, it's not such a bad deal for Wemby dunking them back. Campaign is fast. One of the fastest guys in the NBA. I think the Spurs are going to love watching him play.
All right, let me get into Wemby real quick. My thoughts on Wemby.
Okay.
Yes, for a 7'5" guy, he's remarkable. Okay.
Uh-oh.
But here's
there a but?
Yeah, there is a but, because I don't know. I think there's going to be an issue, and we'll see how quickly he figures it out. Right now, what is he? He's not a back to the basket guy. He's not Jokic by any stretch. Is he a 3-point guy? Is he Dirk Nowitzki from outside from 3-point land? No, he's not. So what is he? Where is his strength offensively? To me,
Right now, there's no strength.
There isn't one.
As far as physical strength.
But what his biggest asset is what he can do close to the basket. But he's not big enough to be there. That's a problem. I mean, the putbacks, the rebounds and putbacks in the summer league games are the most impressive things we saw.
That's right.
But he's not going to be able to do that in the NBA games. He's too skinny. He's too thin, and it's not like he's going to be able to bulk up all of a sudden. That doesn't happen. You don't do that in your life.
He's 19, Walter. Give the kid a break.
I understand. I know how old he is.
Okay.
But where does he fit in? What kind of player is he? This is the question I threw out there. Is he going to be a 4-down guy, or is he going to be a 3-point shooter outside?
It's neither one. He's just a ball player. He's going to work in the confines of the offense, moving the basketball, setting screens, rolling. I think one of the things that we really didn't see from Wemby at all in the summer league that you will see once the regular season begins is screen and roll stuff.
Okay.
Because he is a vertical threat. He's a lob threat. And Blake Wesley, going back to that guy, was terrible in the summer league at setting Wemby up. Now you go play with Trey Jones, who's a professional point guard, and Campaign, who can really run the pick and roll and are threats to score themselves, and you give Wemby roll space. Now you're looking for lobs, and you're looking for tip dunks. You're looking for offensive rebounds. And, yeah, the occasional spot-up three when he's wide open. He can make those. And
Maybe.
No, yeah,
he's not a very good 3-point shooter.
Not yet, he's not.
He likes shooting on one foot, which I don't understand.
That's weird. It is a goofy move of his, but he's actually,
Here's why I was disappointed, because I expected more. I was disappointed because this is, we're not talking about an all-star here. We're talking about a generational player. He didn't look like LeBron James out there to me. I already knew that he was 7'5". I knew that going in. So, I mean, that's the most startling thing about him, isn't he? Is that he's able to move around at 7'5". Wow, look at that. A 7'5" guy that can run up and down the court. Okay, that's fantastic. But is he going to be the greatest player that we've ever seen? That's what I'm looking for.
You're not going to see that in game 1 of the Summer League.
I understand that.
Okay.
But I was looking for a little bit more.
Okay, he left you wanting.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Hey, he's in the best organization he could possibly be, and we know that.
Couple of things. LeBron James came into the league physically mature.
Yeah, he's a man.
A man, okay? Like we've very seldom seen. Wemby's not that guy. It's going to take some time. Anybody who said he was going to take the world by storm in year 1 was...
He's going to look like
foolish.
Sean Bradley.
No,
he'll be better than that.
No, that's an exaggeration. That's bullshit.
I didn't say play like Sean Bradley. I said he'll look like Sean Bradley. He's not going to get all bulky. He's never going to look like David Robinson. Never, ever, ever.
You mean cut? Like
Yes.
David Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he will one day.
No, he will not.
Yes, he will one day.
He
Give
doesn't
him
want
4
to be
years.
that. His advisors don't want him to be that guy. They don't want him to add weight. They want him to play just the way he is.
I think you're wrong. I think as you get older, from 19 to 23, you add some man muscle. You just gain weight because you get older. We're all familiar with that around here.
They want him to develop a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How that body developed as it got older. You're right, they don't want him to add weight, just to add bulk.
No, he doesn't. I don't know if the Spurs want. I don't know what their plans are, but his advisors don't want him to change. They want him to play just the way he is right now.
I don't think of David Robinson as being particularly hefty. I guess you do. That's not how
No,
I.
but I
remember
mean,
David.
muscular and all that kind of stuff. He's not going to be a thick guy. He'll never be he's not going to be Jokic. He'll never look that way. He'll look more like Sean Bradley than anybody else.
Okay, physically, okay, I can
All
buy
right.
that.
Okay.
But he can move. He can run. He can dribble. He can pass. He can shoot. I cannot.
I don't
wait
want
to
him
watch
dribbling.
Oh,
He's a terrible. I mean, he couldn't handle the basketball. Every time he tried to go into the paint with the basketball, he got stripped.
it looked bad. It did.
Well, the ball bounces up like 8 gajillion feet to get to his hand.
It has to. The physics of it. It's a long way up.
And
yeah.
this is summer league, and he couldn't handle going into the paint. So that's another part of the game that he can't. He tried to continue to do that, dribble into the paint. He couldn't dribble into the
Okay,
paint. That's
Walter,
not his
he's a
game.
bust. He's a bust. Okay,
No, I didn't
let's
say-
get rid of him.
no,
Let's get
no.
rid of him.
Well,
No,
I mean,
no.
I think one of the things about his summer league performance to note is they had nothing built for him. He just stepped into an offense that was already set. There was nothing set for him.
And never practiced.
And they were basically practice. It was
I get all
throw him
that.
out there and see how it goes.
I didn't say he's going to be a bust. I just want to see is he going to be the greatest player that we've ever seen? Because that's what he was billed as, wasn't he?
He is
think-
going to be a generational player.
Is he?
The greatest player I've ever seen? No. But he is going to be a generational player.
So he's LeBron James.
yeah.
He has the potential to be LeBron James of this generation. He has the potential.
Yeah.
Let's see how it turns out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet against that.
You are.
Yeah.
I already bet against him for Rookie of the Year, but that goes back to what I was saying. Anybody who thought that he was going to take over the league in year one was foolish.
They're not going to let him play enough to be Rookie of the Year.
I think
they've
you're right.
already told him that he's not playing back-to-backs.
I think you're right. And he says he's gunning for Rookie of the Year.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure that adds to his pocketbook. So, and he does have a pocketbook.
Uh-huh. Yes, he does. Did you see the wiener place downtown that's selling a Victor Wimben weenie?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's 18 inches.
And it's $25
That is the most expensive wiener I've ever heard of.
for San Antonio.
And they're
on.
probably selling out.
And what was it? 18 inches?
Yes.
Why didn't they call it Why didn't they just call it the Pasacrita?
You can eat it 4 times and get punched in the mouth.
Here's something interesting. So the producer guy here was complaining about the Jets being on Get Up this morning on ESPN. Yet he's got a Jets card hanging up on the board over here.
I'm honoring my late father, who was a Jets fan.
Oh, I see.
I am not a Jets fan.
God, I hate
My
the
late
Jets.
father.
I absolutely despise the
A
Jets.
Texan hating something in New York. There's a shocker.
You know I hate all New York teams. Every single one of them.
That's okay.
You know that. It's just the way I was raised. I can't stand a single one of them.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, back to the Spurs. I'll give you another point on the Spurs. Just the way
Okay.
I feel about it anyway.
Okay.
As I mentioned, they're never going to attract a free agent. They just don't come here. But the one way they could get free agents to come here is they may have to do what other teams have done in the past, and that's overpay for them.
That's right.
They may have to just overpay.
Let me put a tiny caveat on what you're saying. It's not that the Spurs are never going to get a free agent. They will absolutely sign free agents.
Yes, a big one.
But they won't get the A-plus superstar free agent talent. When, I'm just making up a name here, when Devin Booker becomes a free agent,
Yes.
he's not coming to San Antonio, okay? But they will get B-level and C-level free agents to come here to play alongside Victor Wembenyama.
And they already have.
And they already have. So, but there are just very few teams that move superstars in free agents with cap room. It just doesn't happen very often.
Well,
That's a good point.
the Spurs have never done that.
Nobody does. I think we're not looking at the real NBA. It just doesn't happen that often. Superstars
As often
get
as we think it
traded
does.
Not as often as
Yeah.
you think.
with
Superstars demand trades, a la James Harden currently, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, a couple of years back getting out of Brooklyn, right? This is how it happens. They don't just wait for the summer and become free agents and then say, oh, well, who has cap space? Oh, Minnesota, of all teams, has cap space. That's not how they do it, right? They force their way out. And I think the Spurs, given all of the contracts that they have that are expiring and what it adds up to, they're in the market the next time there's a grumpy superstar who wants out. Say, hey, we got Pop here for 5 years. We got Wembenyama here for God knows how many. Come play next to him for the next James Harden who's pissed off at his team.
We don't want James
Not
Harden.
Not James Harden, but the next guy who's pissed off. And then you're always only months away from the next superstar who's grouchy with who he's playing with. The next guy might be Luka Doncic. We talked about that last week.
Maybe.
Okay? And now you're in the running. Now you're in the running because you got yourself a marquee guy and you got the contracts that add up to a big one.
I don't know if you want to. I mean, are you going to be the destination for disgruntled players? Yeah, I guess you could put that on your tombstone.
Does a new downtown arena help us? That seems to be
No.
the talk of the town this week, by the way.
It does not.
It
doesn't
helps.
do anything for the team whatsoever.
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so. What's the difference?
Does it do anything for our city?
Yes.
Yes, the downtown businesses could certainly use the help. No question about that. And that's what really this is all about, is bringing business and people to the downtown. And listen, things that are downtown are not for are there for a reason, but it has nothing to do with the citizens of San Antonio because they never go downtown. They're never downtown. How often, if you ask people that live up in
Stone Oak.
Stone Oak,
Yeah.
how often do you go downtown? They'll say never.
That's
Why?
true. Jury
The
duty.
parking. It's always the parking. Everything's a parking issue in downtown. But this is, and if you talk to anybody that owns a business downtown, they will say, this is going to be great for downtown. We love it. We want it to happen. What's not going to happen, and I saw this a couple of times over the last couple of days, a Major League Baseball stadium is not going to be built downtown. If there's a baseball stadium, a new baseball stadium, it'll be minor league baseball only. Baseball, the expansion talk concerning San Antonio has completely disappeared. I don't know where it's gone, what happened, what changed, but you used to see all the time when baseball was talking expansion, San Antonio was always in the mist. The mix. Excuse me.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, they'd be the first city, the second city, the third city talked about as far as baseball expansion is concerned. They are completely off the map. Completely.
That doesn't bother me. I don't think we're a Major League Baseball town. I've always
I don't think
said
so
this.
either. It'll never happen.
We just can't support that many games. Okay,
No.
we don't have the population to support that many games, and frankly, we don't have the business infrastructure to support a team for that many games. I mean, you got to sell a lot of luxury suites to support a baseball stadium.
Yep.
Okay. And we just don't have that kind of business infrastructure yet in San Antonio. Maybe we never will. It's much easier, obviously, to sell out 41 games than it is to sell out 81 games.
Yeah,
That's,
Or eight,
but-
for that matter.
yes.
But-
Eight
talking
football
football.
games. Yeah.
But you build an arena, you have 41 home games. That means there's 364 days of the year that you have to fill that arena up with other things. And the one thing that never happened with the AT&T Center, which was supposed to happen, was a revitalization of that area. Have you been around the AT&T Center?
Oh, it blew up the east side. Are you kidding me?
Wonderful
Look at all the
Coca-Cola distribution center.
all the development over there.
If there's going to be a downtown arena, downtown stadium, even for the Missions, there needs to be a plan for what that does for the area. A comprehensive plan. Not just we're going to plop in an arena, plop in a stadium, and see what happens.
So the word on the street is that the Institute of Texan Culture's spot, that footprint, is the most likely outcome for the Spurs' new arena.
Where's all our culture gonna go?
So wherever the fuck, doesn't matter.
In the basement of the new arena.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. No,
There'll be a little glass case outside the new arena. That's it.
yes.
Right where the trophies are.
That's my understanding. Have y'all heard the same rumor?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently it's, Institute of Texan Cultures knows that it's sort of wasting space, shall we say, in its current location.
But there really isn't anything else around there.
I mean, it's part
Courthouse.
of Hemisphere. It's part of Hemisphere Park. I mean, you're not far from Dough Pizzeria and
Yeah, but where's the mixed-use development that can happen around there? You're butting right up against the freeway. Right across the freeway is the Alamo Dome. and that crappy area down
Well, then where
there.
do you want to put the arena?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's the problem. That's
I
the
only,
problem. You got to have the real estate.
I only know problems.
Okay.
I don't have any solutions.
I'm not a solutions guy. I'm a problems guy.
Hey, listen, they're going to figure out where they're going to put it. Here's my question, though: Will San Antonio vote for this? And so I put that question out there on Twitter the other day. Will they vote for it? And somebody wrote me back, well, it all depends on who pays for it. I said, well, if it's going to go to a vote, then you're going to end up paying for some of it.
Who do they think's going to pay for it? It's
Well,
always the taxpayers.
Yeah,
It's
so-
always the taxpayers.
So will they? My question is, will San Antonio vote for a new arena?
For the Spurs, I think they will.
I agree. For baseball, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
And I think Austin is now in the mix here because I think Austin creates leverage for the Spurs. Hey, if you don't vote for this arena, guess where we're going to go?
Absolutely.
We're going to Austin.
I think the people will vote for it. I think we realize the mistakes of our past with the AT&T Center being plopped, as you said, into the east side and not getting any revitalization done for the east side.
Yeah, but people still think the Alamo Dome was a waste of money.
It was.
No, it's not. It's the amount of money that thing has brought into the city is crazy.
It's just not great. It was also very expensive, and it takes a lot to upkeep it. And it didn't bring us a football stadium, a
it's-
football team.
But it's
excuse
the
me.
Alamo Dome. Has Alamo in the name.
It does have that.
Yeah, but it's brought millions and millions and millions of dollars to this
College
San
basketball.
Antonio.
They did $100 million reno, 3 years ago on the AT&T Center?
For the tournament, yeah.
Yeah, $100 million. And I remember going through and looking at it, and basically what it looked like was they painted it.
No, but they also put the new area where that's basically almost underneath the arena. So that's all that.
Okay.
That's all. Listen, they had to make those improvements. Otherwise, you're not getting NCAA tournament games here.
They are, we're talking about the AT&T Center.
Oh, AT&T. Oh, I'm
Sorry.
Sorry.
They did $100 million reno on the AT&T Center 3 years ago. And it didn't look like they did a whole hell of a lot. So that means we're $350 million in on the AT&T Center. That's just kind of off the top. Your new arena is going to cost almost twice that.
It was a piece of crap to begin with.
It was.
That arena.
It was never nice.
Think about it, and people got a short memory, but think about what they had to do to the seats upstairs. They had to put metal plates there because people were getting vertigo being all the way up there.
It did
That was
happen.
crazy, and they had to put the metal bars on the floor. And
So
what
people
else?
didn't fall.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there was big gaps between the aluminum stairs and seats on the bottom bowl. And there was gaps there that they had to fix before they even opened up the arena. It was just they went cheap on it, and it was a piece of crap to begin with. And now now it looks like it's run down.
The lease has 9 more years left on it at the AT&T
Is
Center?
it 30, 33? I think
32,
so.
33?
Something like-
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen imminently, but I think having a plan for after the lease is a great idea.
Yeah, and sure, certainly the Spurs have put the seeds in already about, hey, we want a new arena.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's time for that. It's time for them to get into that. But again, will the citizens of San Antonio vote for this arena? I think if they want to keep the team, and they're going to need to approve arena if they're interested in keeping the team here.
I agree.
That's all there is to it.
What else you got, Richie? You're quiet and happy over there.
But I'm sorry. Let me interrupt.
Oh, good, good.
One quick one. I saw this the other day. Representative Tony Gonzalez came out with his statement about as he said, quote, not one San Antonio taxpayer dollar should be spent on an arena for a team that playing games in Austin. The problem with Tony Gonzalez's statement right there, which came out on July 16th, was previously he was tweeting out things like, the Spurs need a new arena.
Was he really?
Yes.
What a back-talking motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's what we call a politician.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, look, I do get where he's coming from. That, hey, you can't ask San Antonio to build you a new stadium and be flirting with a new city. But I think what you said earlier about it creating the leverage, that will work. It's smart business.
I think this is their. Listen, the Spurs always have a plan. And this had to be their plan to begin with. Let's flirt with Austin. Let's do this because we're going to need a new arena. Now, of course, they never dreamed that they would have Wemby, drop in their laps. But they knew they needed a new arena. They figured they would flirt with Austin, and so that will give them any leverage they could possibly have. So somebody said, yeah, but they're not going to move to Austin. They got this new practice arena over there. I was like, sure they will. Why wouldn't they?
It has the business infrastructure, most importantly. And that is why Austin is, looming.
Yeah,
right?
They got loads of money up there. And
But we got Victor.
And by the way,
saves us.
Richard Jefferson, by the way, picked Chet Holmgren to be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I put money on Chet and on Scoot.
I don't think he's really a rookie.
Well, he's not, but the NBA has already declared that he's going to be considered one.
By the rules.
By the
Yeah.
rules. Because he didn't play one single game last year. Yeah.
One more on the Spurs. I saw, this was, I don't remember who tweeted this out, but on paper, the Spurs are looking strong on the defensive side of the court ahead of next season. Anybody believe that?
No.
This was the worst defensive team in the franchise's history a year ago. The worst. And now you're going to add a 7'5" guy in there, and all of a sudden, they look very good on the defensive side. No, they don't. They're poor. They suck.
They will be better. They will be
of course.
better. They will be middle of the pack.
They can't be any worse.
That's true. They will be middle of the pack in the NBA next year. Vassell, more minutes. Remember, he didn't play a lot last year, and he's a really good defender. I expect them to be much improved on the defensive end, but not a great defensive team as was quoted there.
Yeah.
What you looking at me like that for?
Well, so last week, before we got our point guard, you said there's no way we can win 50% of our games. Are you still standing on that?
Absolutely. We're not.
He's going right down the over-under line for wins in Vegas, 32.
Yeah.
He said 32. That's the Vegas line.
It is.
He's going out on a limb.
And they're very close.
Agnostic
as usual.
Jeff.
No, 32, it sounds about right. They're the professionals, and they're about right.
What'd they win a year ago? 23? 23?
Yep. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, 30, 32, 33. People picking 40 is like, oh, my God, that'll be an incredible turnaround. One of the greatest turnarounds in sports history. Why would that happen here? I'm not quite sure.
You are really down on Wemby.
The era of unbridled optimism.
I'm not down on Wemby. Listen, I wanted to see. I didn't see anything out of him that made me think he's going to be one of the greatest players of all time.
Not in year one. Not in year one.
Okay.
One of these days he will be. Keep in mind, the guys who come in and turn around franchises, we'll just take San Antonio, for example. David Robinson was 23 years old. Right? After 2 years of military service and 4 years at the academy.
Okay.
Right? Tim Duncan was 4 years at Wake Forest.
Okay.
And came in at 23.
But you knew he was great to begin with.
He had the 4 years from 19 to 23, Walter.
I get that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But
Give it till he's 23.
But Tim Duncan didn't have the accolades that and hype that
Yes,
Wemby
he did.
that Wemby has.
Yes, he did. The only difference is the era and social media. That's the only difference. I had these.
Do you think Britney Spears would have known who Tim Duncan was back in the day? Absolutely not.
No, you're right. But
She would have never tapped him on the back.
That's true. That's true. You got me there.
Wouldn't have happened.
You got me there. Okay. But it's the social media. It's just everything's hyped more now than it used to be. Okay? Tim Duncan, absolutely, when we won the lottery, I ran laps around the house when I was whatever age I was, 20. When we got the lottery for
Hope
Wemby.
you were wearing better shoes that day. Sorry, folks. It's an inside joke.
And when we won the lottery this time, I ran laps around the house. Tim Duncan was just as transformational getting him as getting Wemby. Same. Just less hype because of the era.
Okay. All right, if you say so.
Yeah, I say so.
All right.
There you go.
What? You're just sitting back watching us reunite.
It's fun.
Enjoying yourself.
It's my yesteryear. I'm having a moment. I'm wishing the old man was here to talk shit about Walter.
Wow.
Is that what he used to do?
Yeah.
Listen to our show and talk shit about Wally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, how does he have the right? He's from fucking New York, pretending like he knows our city. Well, that's a great transition. Wally, how many games are the Jets going to win?
It's a great question. I don't know.
I said, I don't care.
I don't care. It's
I
right.
don't know. I don't know. But I expect them to make the playoffs. I expect them to go on a playoff run.
Oh.
I expect them to challenge for an NFL title.
Because they have Aaron Rodgers, or
Well, they were a good team already to begin with, and then you throw in one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Why wouldn't they?
After restrained optimism over Victor Wembenyama, you're going into
All in.
crazy optimism on the Jets.
On Mean Green.
that
Well,
they're
they
going to
won-
contend for a Super Bowl.
Well, they won 7 games a year ago.
And
If-
you said that's a good football team?
It's a
Wally.
very good football team.
Winning
You have
7
to wa-
games.
You had to watch the Jets from a year ago to understand this is a team that is loaded with talent on both sides of the football. Okay, loaded, and then you throw in a quarterback. Listen, you could have thrown in a competent quarterback, and this team would have easily made the playoffs. The quarterback situation the Jets had last season was one of the worst you'll ever see in NFL history. And then you give them and Rodgers doesn't need to be an All-Pro. He doesn't need to be an All-Pro to go where they want to go.
But see,
he just
here's-
needs to be a competent quarterback.
Here's
Because
what
the guy
doesn't
they had last
translate.
season was terrible.
Because Rodgers doesn't talk about the Jets going to the Super Bowl. His drop was, I can be quarterback player, offensive player of the year.
seriously?
Yeah, that's
If
all
he's
he cares
offensive
about.
player of the year, they will get to the Super Bowl.
Will they be great on the defensive end like the Spurs?
Yes. This team is already very good defensively. They're very good offensively. They got plenty of weapons.
Will they
Again,
win more or fewer games than the Cowboys?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'll answer for you. It's
Well, I'd
fewer.
say
They will-
fewer?
yeah, they will
It all
win
dep-
fewer games than the
No,
Cowboys.
it's more.
I think it's very.
more.
They're very
Really?
very similar, these two teams, because both of their seasons. Well, no, that's not true. I lied.
You haven't lied yet.
The Cowboys' success relies entirely on Dak Prescott. I don't think it does with the Jets.
Tony Pollard not signing with the Cowboys. Is that problematic for you guys? Him getting the franchise tag again?
Not again. It's
Not
the first
again,
time.
sorry, first
we can
time,
give
yeah.
it to him again
Every
next year.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but here's the thing: every running back that had a franchise tag, none of them signed contracts.
I know.
None of them. The Giants made the biggest mistake by not signing
Saquon.
Saquon to a contract.
They were less than $2
Why?
million away from getting the deal done. Guaranteed money. It's all about the guaranteed money. I saw somewhere that the running backs are like, well, I'm just going to say I'm a tight end. I'm a tight end that occasionally runs the ball.
Yeah.
Because running backs are getting fucked.
I think they're going to have to fix the system somehow because it's not working out for the running backs in football, and it shouldn't be that way. They're going to have to fix it somehow.
Yeah, but
with
the system is a reflection of what the NFL is today with running backs.
That's right.
The running backs like Eckler can bitch and moan all that they're just a cog in the wheel. Austin, I'm sorry, I'm just a dude down in San Antonio. Running backs are just a cog in the wheel. Unless you're a generational talent like a Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley is an exception because of what they do with the offense through Saquon Barkley. But Pollard's a cog.
Yeah.
Pollard's a cog. Eckler, I think you're a cog.
The NFL
Josh
has,
Jacobs, I think you're a cog.
The NFL has taught us that running backs have a very short lifespan, and paying people like Ezekiel Elliott big money never pays dividends the way it's expected to. I mean, the rare Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley being the exceptions, but basically they're disposable. Sorry.
Now, the Giants aren't going to do anything if I think Saquon's going to play an okay season. They're done. They're not making the playoffs. So that bodes well for the Cowboys. They'll make the playoffs, make it in with the Eagles. Meh,
11 wins for the Cowboys.
whatever.
Serious. Very serious.
I'll take the under.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You can have it. and we'll bet on it.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
I'm with you on the Cowboys. They'll go over 11, unless Dak Prescott has another terrible season like he had last year.
Right.
If he throws 15
interceptions.
interceptions, they're gonna suck. Well, not suck, but they won't maximize their talent.
Richard, were you disappointed to see DeAndre Hopkins not land in a Cowboys uniform instead Tennessee?
Not really,
Not really. Okay.
because I think he's got problems. He's never happy. And so now he's in Tennessee. Tennessee will be decent. Are they going to be world beaters? You got to. The AFC's fucking stacked, and for Walter to be like, "Oh, they're going to make a Super Bowl run." Walter, they're going to beat Kansas City. They're going to beat fucking Joe Shiesty,
Buffalo.
Cincinnati.
You think Kansas
Buffalo.
City is as good as
Baltimore?
they used to be?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Well, we say that, but what did Kansas City do last year? They shed a bunch of talent, and they won the fucking Super Bowl, Walt.
Okay.
So they figured out. They figure out how to place people and win. Now, that Super Bowl was different. I thought, fuck, Eagles are going to win. Eagles were dominating that game. And then flip the switch. Experience coaching.
Mahomes.
But I don't. The AFC is scary. The NFC not so much. I think the Eagles, they're vulnerable, just because they're the Eagles.
But they're still the class of the NFC.
Class in Philadelphia. You put those two words
You don't
together.
think so? Do you think it's San Francisco?
Well,
Of course.
first of
funny.
all,
You ever been to Philadelphia?
how long has it been since an NFC East division winner is repeated?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's
Been
never.
a long time.
Yeah, they
Like
always swap.
15 years.
Really?
Yeah. Like just randomly the fucking we can't
Shit
say
happens.
Redskins, but
I'll bet on them repeating.
the
They're
Eagles.
still really good. They're still really, really good.
They fell off.
I wish the Cowboys had gotten DeAndre Hopkins. Look, they never replaced having a go-to wide receiver. They didn't do it. CeeDee Lamb is not a 1A. He's a 1B, but he's not a 1A.
They need a second back in the backfield.
I would
for sure.
not have signed Tony Pollard.
They didn't sign him. They tendered him.
Yeah.
and they
I
kept him.
would have let him go.
What?
No way. You can't
Why?
do-
The guy's coming off a major surgery. Why would you bring him back? Why wouldn't you go draft a
because he's
draft a
fucking
running back?
cheap.
It was
Yeah.
a broken leg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
that's
should
not that bad.
They should have drafted a running back.
Yeah, ask Alex Smith about that.
Yeah,
Well,
I would have
that
let
one
him go.
was.
I would have went cheap, and that is not a position I would spend money on. They're spending more money on Pollard than they should.
I think your Jets go and spend a lot of money on Dalvin Cook.
That might be worth it.
Well,
Dalvin Cook's really good.
The Jets
yeah.
will only sign Dalvin Cook if they believe that Breece Hall is not going to be 100%.
And then I've read that we're going to pick up Breece Hall.
Really? The Cowboys.
The
Who?
Cowboys.
Why would they pick up? How are they going to get Breece Hall?
I don't know. You pay him. He
He's not a
comes.
free agent.
A trade.
I got to trade. There's no trades in the NFL. Come on. And why would the Jets give up basically who was going to be the offensive rookie of the year? They're not going to trade him unless he's not healthy. He's coming off major surgery. If he's healthy, he'll be a terrific player for the Jets. If he's not, he won't.
Boys, I don't want to bring this to an abrupt end, but I know Bob has an appointment,
good.
like work.
Are we done already?
Yeah, unless you got other stuff you want to get over.
All right. I'll
Okay.
give you this one.
I
all right,
love this.
While we get out of this.
Well,
All right. Saturday Night Live viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. James Austin Johnson, who is a Saturday Night Live cast member, does the Trump stuff on the show.
Yep.
To me, James Austin Johnson, his impression of Donald Trump is the best impression that's out there and has been for years.
Absolutely.
It beats-
Didn't he have a show where he impersonated Trump? I think
I don't
he
know.
did. I think he did. It was on Comedy Central.
It's better than Caliendo's John Madden, and it's better than Billy Crystal's Ali Kosel.
Wow. Hot take from Wally.
How about that?
Yeah, very good.
Wally,
Who's talking about that? Nobody, but we are.
Wally, are you related to that guy?
James Austin Johnson? No.
Shameless family plug.
No.
It is.
Disagree?
No, it's really good. It's a great impersonation.
Really? Yeah. I mean, he's got everything. It's got the mannerisms, it's got the hands, it's got everything. It's an unbelievable impersonation.
Well, speaking of impersonations, they're making a Madden movie.
Are they really?
And Will Ferrell's playing Madden.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That has the potential for hilarity.
yeah. If they could ever figure out their deal, the actors and the writers.
Yeah, I watched Mission
Oh,
Impossible and Indiana Jones in the last week, and basically it's because I don't think there's going to be any movies coming out for a long time.
Ooh, I saw, and it's a downer, but I saw Sound of Freedom.
Did you? What'd you think of it?
Well, it scared the shit out of me.
But it's not a documentary.
It's based off a true story.
Yeah, lots of things are based off of true stories.
This show is.
Alleged stories.
Yeah. So should I see it or not? I'm on the fence.
It's worth seeing.
Okay.
British Open.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Who's winning?
I
Who
have
you picking?
Jordan. I have Jordan Spieth.
Really?
Yes. Why?
Yes.
Because nobody navigates difficult weather and weird terrain better than Jordan Spieth.
Can't putt.
He's back. He's back. He's
No,
better.
he's not. He can't putt.
I'm telling you, he's better. And it was his driver that was so yippy. And yeah, his putter
No,
was
it's his
a little
putt
cold.
stink. He cannot hit 10-foot putts are his nemesis. He
Okay,
can't
Walter,
make
so
them.
who's your pick?
I hate to pick this guy because I don't like him. I would probably go with Cam Smith again.
Really?
Yeah, he's the best
certainly-
putter.
He certainly
in
thinks
golf.
he's going to win.
Horrible haircut, but okay, good player.
I read that where he said he was going to win it again. He told his buddies, hey, we're going to hoist the claret jug again in a couple of weeks. So he's
I can
pretty
see
cocky
that.
about it.
Well, it was his mates, not his buddies.
His mates, that's right.
Let's just get the nationality right.
Right, best putter in golf.
Yeah. Yeah. He pretty much is. Scotty Scheffler may be the worst and the best ball striker from tee to green in the game, but he can't make a putt. 159th in putting.
I could see, and these are your favorites: Rory, Scheffler, John Rahm, Cameron Smith. I could see all four of those guys on the leaderboard, top of the leaderboard on Sunday.
Absolutely. But the British always throws you a weird guy. There's always a weird guy who winds up at the top of the leaderboard coming into Sunday. I don't
Ricky
know.
Fowler.
That'd be cool.
That could be it. That could be it.
He's playing the best he's played in 15 years.
Yes, he is, and he's putting it.
Are you guys rooting for live golfers or no?
No.
You want them to lose?
I want them to lose.
Want them to miss the cut.
Yes, I do.
I'm with you.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people miss this. My whole thing about live golf is that they take money and listen. There's Chinese products, all that kind of stuff for everything. And yes, we talk out of both sides of our mouth sometimes. But when it comes to the live golf, you cannot take money from terrorism. That's all there is to it.
The only live golfer that I root for is Abraham Manser because he's
'Cause he's
San
from
Antonio.
here.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only guy, and he's a cool dude, and he's an Oak Hills member with us. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, I guess we got to end this show, dude, because he's got to work.
Okay.
All right, Walter, it's been great having you.
It is wonderful to have the microphone on again.
Good
See
to
if we
see
can
you,
do it
Walt.
more often.
For
What do
sure.
you think? Yeah, boys,
You have
girls,
to move the studio up north, though. Sorry.
too far away.
Yeah.
The parking downtown.
Yeah, parking's free, so it's all good.
Have a great week, everybody. Like and subscribe.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. It feel good, don't it? It feel good. It feel good, cause you know it's